How's it going, everyone? This is How to Happy and I'm Dono. In this video, we're going to be talking about a tip for stress management, which is to replace anxiety with a plan. I'm going to illustrate this concept using a story. So there was a time that I went out to visit one of my friends. We decided that we would go out on a hike. We go out on this hike. It's a pretty cold day. We're kind of wandering around because we decided that we wanted to go off trail. We thought it'd be kind of fun. There's some snow on the ground, so we're kind of traipsing through the snow in some parts, and other parts are dirt. We're just wandering around, and after a while, the wind starts to pick up. So we both decide that it's probably too cold to stay up there, and we decide to head back. After a while, we get back to the car. We're both shivering, freezing. We're like, yeah, this was the right idea. I'm glad that we came back. And as we're sitting there kind of warming up, I realize something feels a little bit funny. So I start looking around and I realize I don't have my wallet. And I think to myself, okay, did I even bring my wallet? Why would I have brought my wallet on a hike? So I started, searching through the cushions, looking through the glove box, every place that I might have left it in the car, and I can't find it anywhere. Then I remember that I fell a few times while we were out there climbing on the snow because some of it was slippery, and I realized, oh man, I probably lost it out there somewhere on the mountain. I just started saying over and over, I can't believe I lost my wallet. Really? Really? Can't believe it. Seriously? A pit started growing in my stomach. I started wondering, how am I even gonna get home? I have to work the next day. What am I doing? And I have a couple 100 miles to drive. I don't have any money. I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna miss work. More and more of these thoughts kind of crept into my mind, and I was just getting more and more worked up and agitated and frustrated and just wondering, kind of yelling at myself, like, why did I even take my wallet? Eventually, we decided to go back out and look for the wallet. But the problem was, like I said, we went off trail. So as we went out and we were wandering around for a while, but we couldn't even find our footprints because, like I said, some of it was snow and some of it was dirt, and we weren't on any trails, so we were just kind of wandering around. And for a big chunk of the time, there weren't even any footprints anywhere. We were just out there wandering. That whole time, these same thoughts are running through my head. I can't believe I lost my wallet. I'm not gonna be able to make it home. I'm gonna miss work. Stuff like this just over and over repeating in my mind. As more time passed and it became more and more apparent that we weren't going to find it, I slowly had a shift in my mindset because I started to realize that these thoughts weren't very productive, right? Me saying, I can't believe I lost my wallet doesn't really help me deal with the problem at all. Instead, I tried to just start thinking in terms of, okay, my wallet is gone. We're not going to find it. What does that mean? So I started asking myself questions instead, like, what does this mean in the big picture? What do I have to do now that my wallet is gone? And I started thinking about the specific pieces and the impacts on my life. I started going through the contents, trying to think about what it would take to do something about what was gone. So the first thing that came to mind was my money. There was definitely some cash in there and that was gone. There's no way to recover that. Basically, I had just lost some money. Luckily, I was in a good enough position that it wouldn't really negatively impact my life. I could survive without it. It's a bit of a bummer, but in the grand scheme of life, I would still be all right. My credit and debit cards were also in there, so as I thought about those, I was thinking, okay, I'm not going to be able to get money out at the bank. I'm not going to be able to get gas, but I could probably ask my friend to borrow some money and use his computer to transfer money into his account. So that should be all right to get me home. Then I can, order new cards when I get back to my house. Then I thought about my driver's license. Honestly, had no idea how to get your driver's license replaced, but I realized that I probably wasn't the first person ever to lose their license. So there is probably some process to get a new one. I didn't know what that process was. It was probably kind of long and really inconvenient, but it could definitely be replaced with some actions. There were probably a few gift cards and other miscellaneous things in there, but all in all, after going through an inventory of what losing my wallet meant, I realized that while really inconvenient and still a bummer, it wasn't the end of the world. And as I got concrete and thought about what each piece meant and how to solve the different problems that were going to come up, that knot in my stomach unraveled a little bit and my anxiety lowered. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, I was instantly happy. No, I was still really upset. But that feeling of overwhelming dread was replaced with something a little bit closer to clarity, where I understood what the consequences meant, as opposed to just having those recurring thoughts that were making me more and more anxious. That story is just one specific example about how you can take something that's stressing you out and start pulling out the parts that are actionable and making a plan around it. Once you get concrete about some of the implications of what's going on, a lot of times your anxiety is going to go down, and you'll also realize that it's not as big of a problem as you thought. There's only a handful of things that really warrant that much attention and energy. Outside of those handful of circumstances, and honestly, even a lot of times within those circumstances, worrying and stressing out only impacts your mentality and your health and makes you less capable of fixing things or working towards solutions. I completely understand that there are times when you can't help but have these kinds of thoughts and anxieties build up inside of you. This is a totally natural process, and a lot of us have it really deeply ingrained to worry about stuff because a lot of times that's what spurs you into action. So it's not a matter of blocking out these thoughts completely or never being anxious again. It's more a matter of training your mind to look for solutions to problems so that you don't ruminate about things that you can't actually impact. The key here really is to just practice awareness of your thoughts so that you can have more control over them. The next time you run into something that's really giving you a lot of anxiety, try to make it a little bit more concrete. Think about, what can I do to have an influence on what's happening? Or what does this really mean in the grand scheme of my life? Many times that's going to help drop your stress level and put you in a better mindset to take some action to have a better outcome. Now, I know it's not going to fix every problem you have. It's just another tool in your arsenal that you can use when you're dealing with problems. Also, by the way, we did actually end up finding the wallet, and I was incredibly happy because I had planned out my whole life around it being gone forever. Anyway, the exercise for this video is think about a situation in the past or currently that's been stressing you out. What plan can you make to digest the problem more completely? That's all I've got for this video, and I will see you guys next time.
You can check out more content at howtohappy.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on the videos. We've also got a Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook that you can check out. Reflect, take action, and enjoy life. See you next time.